then I started replying to the mean ones, and I realized like I didn't want to give that my attention and my energy, and like all these people saying all these inaccurate, mean things, like that's just theirs. And so like there was one here that says, it was one day ago by Mickey Lord 21. The vast majority of commenters would absolutely not survive half the things this man has been through, so maybe humanize before you criticize. On top of that, he's actually a likable dude. That's really kind. Appreciate you, Mickey Lord. Somebody said, how many hours a week are you at auditions? He hates sacrifice. I don't know how to answer that, but I have an audition tomorrow. I've had many auditions. I don't know. I'm shooting a film October 1st and 2nd in Virginia. Let's just keep going. He could play Shaggy in the next Scooby-Doo. I'm down. Sign me up. I mean, I got to master the voice. That might take some work, but I already fit the part for sure, even with my dogs. I started watching this episode thinking this would entertain me, and this is from Ashley J2219, and instead end up watching a guy describe the worst stages of his life. He's so lost. No wonder if he's a drifter. He needs some serious therapy to help him through what he has gone through. He is just drifting through life trying to be happy, but whether he realizes it or not, there's a good chance he's just masking depression. It's a very sad situation. I feel bad for him. First of all, like in this show, I'm talking about things that happened years ago, and no one needs to feel bad for me. Everything that happened, it was my responsibility, and someone said girls will see this guy and throw away their entire lives to try and change him. Don't think that's true. Also, I don't really think that I need to be changed. I think I just am going to continue to grow whether anyone's there or not. Someone said, this kid will be a trank junkie in Kensington within 30 days of arrival. Someone find out if we can find him sleeping with a needle yet. Well, find out right now. I'm right here. I've actually responded to that comment and said 35 days in and you'll have to keep looking. Let's see. Caleb, don't forget the dogs, please. Talk about how he's going to manage the dogs while working 60 hours a week. I mean, great point. Thankfully, I'm staying with a friend and my dogs are healthy and happy, and I'm not working 60 hours, but I've been working a lot. And yeah, all is well. We're making it work. Someone said, a lot of heartless MFers here in the comments. I'm a business owner, upstanding guy, I guess. But if I had a shit abusive mom my whole life, and then the only person in my life, my dad, dies of fucking cancer when I'm still a teenager, I'd probably be worse than this dude. I'm not going to argue with you, man. You probably would. It wasn't easy. Let's see. Another Jim Morrison impersonator, yawn. That's funny because the other producer, when I sat down, he was like, you look like a young Jim Morrison, which was the first time I had gotten that. Let's see. I feel for this guy. He reminds me a lot of myself in certain aspects. All I can say is it is very hard. Later, Mr. No, I appreciate you. I'm ready to go 3 for 3. I've been thinking a lot about it. I'm excited. All I can say is it is very hard to make long-term plans or clear-minded decisions when you're in a fog of trauma, bad relationships, homelessness, and substances. Financial audits will not help this person in any way. It requires stability that simply isn't there yet. To the people who have struggled in these ways, it seems like absurd and obvious self-sabotage, but trust me, he isn't just an irresponsible kid. He is trying. I hope he finds the path to getting a solid footing under him. Thanks. I am. Let's see. the second he said he was making $250 on this gig in DC, I knew he'd spend way more than $250 to travel there. Mind blowing that people can live like this. Two things. One, I had a flat tire an hour into my drive to DC and Waco and had to spend 150 to get a new tire. Took a couple hours. That's actually documented on my mini series, Beami's Bonanza, episode 7. You can watch it. It's on my channel. And so I left with $300 and immediately lost 150. So I used 150 to go the rest of the 22 hours, and I made it. So there's that. And second of all, my performance at the Kennedy Center went better than I could have ever imagined, and like really made me assured that I'm doing the right thing and pursuing the right goals, and also just every day since I've been out of Texas has been incredible. So there's that. Like my life in Texas compared to my life right now is not even remotely. You can't even put them next to each other. It's insane. I was living in a broken down trailer that was actually my sister's that she went crazy in and left, and like at my traumatic family's property, and no plumbing, no running water. I was driving over 100 miles a day to go to the gym to shower, to, you know what I mean? Um, Redhead asked, why am I even acknowledging this negativity? First of all, it's not all negativity. I've read multiple beautiful comments. And second of all, as I said, I've met some of the most incredible people on here. What you perceive as negativity is yours, but I'm fine and I'm doing great. I just think, you know, how is it negative if it's false? It's like being in elementary school and someone says, your mama blah, your mama's so fat, blah 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 blah, and you're like, what'd you say about my mom? I remember kids always being like, you're really gonna let him say that? And I'm like, I don't. What it like? He's just saying stuff. What does that have to do with me? Why do I have to take on? Why do I, by acknowledging it, by, you know, why do I have to act like it's mine? It's not. I'm hella positive and hella up and hella happy. You know, worry about them. Worry about the people making these comments. I'm just being real and responding with honesty. This is fake, right? This has to be fake. Please tell me this is fake. Nothing is fake about. I mean, I finished reading. Yes, don't be the next Jim Morrison. Be the first Beami, not you. I've never wanted to be Jim Morrison. I've never liked Jim Morrison. I didn't like the Doors. That guy was a alcoholic scrub who wasn't that great and to people. And yeah, I'm definitely the first Beami. Yeah, there's nothing fake about it. Everything I said was true. I just didn't really get to go into detail much. Oh, and then there's this comment, which when I read this comment the other day, I was like, wow, I did not think this would happen so quickly. I knew it happened eventually, and it has officially begun. I went on a, so she said, this is from Sacred Servant 666. I went on a date with this guy, and after paying for lunch, he wanted to go back to his place. I declined, stating that we just met and it would make me uncomfortable. As a response, he said I was a gold digger who just wanted a free lunch. I laughed hysterically, and I'm glad I never saw him again until now. What? This is completely made up. I've never met this person or seen this person before in my life. And yeah, I responded to it, said it was a decent fanfic, but it also could have been a better fanfic. But like the details she includes and the way she writes it, it's just nuts. People are crazy. Yeah. Someone said this was a tough one. He wants to be an actor, but doesn't want to put the work into it. Doesn't want to live where acting jobs are. Most actors waited tables and whatever else they could find to live. Is there an update on him? He's also moving to cold places. It's from Wiznetta. Updating all the time. Don't want to live where acting jobs are. Don't know what you mean. I've been interviewing for server jobs, but I just didn't do them because I got other jobs that paid more. And now I'm working as a basketball trainer, making more money than a server would make and living the dream. Um, Long hair and dorky shirt don't make you a musician. That's true. I agree. If this guy was just a little less good looking, he'd not be getting away with such idiocies. All these comments about my looks are mind blowing to me because I've only just recently been able to wrap my head around the fact that people think I'm attractive because my whole life I thought I had no confidence, no self esteem, thought I was like the worst, thought I was ugly, thought I was fat. So, I've just now kind of stepped into my comfortability of my own self, but I've never gotten away with jack shit, bro. uh, these good looks ain't getting me nothing. I worked hard for everything I have, and then the whole thing is like, yeah, I inherited $60,000 that was left from my dad, from my grandma, and I found out about it 7 years after I inherited it. And at the time that I found out about it was like in the middle of the abusive relationship that I was in. So I was like not at all there mentally or psychologically. And I tried to ask for help from my family, and they just sent me back to her. And then I uncovered that they had been lying and abusing me for most of my life too. And so it all kind of made sense. And yeah, I was not in a place to be somebody who had money, to take care of money. And I was still with that partner, and I was already unrelated to finances, like giving her everything. I didn't have a car, I didn't have a phone. I sold all of that stuff to like go be with her in her life. And I left my apartment and duplex. I left everything behind. I was giving her everything, my energy, my attention. I stopped working. I stopped hanging out with people. And obviously those were all my decisions. I'm just saying, over time of literally the only person that I know in my life. You're the dude I was watching jam out to House on the Road. Yeah. Yeah, that was me. I don't. I that was. I think that was right after I got to DC out of Texas. Hell yeah! Welcome back. Appreciate you. I am that dude. um. Yeah. So like, I was not. I am doing fantastic. I'm really like. It's been an incredible week. Things are fantastic. My life is actually. I think I can legitimately say, I haven't really like zoomed out and thought about it, but I think I can legitimately say right now that my life is the best that it's ever been. Um, yeah, no worries, not him at all. It's awesome that you are here. I'm just going through this financial audit thing that I was on a couple months ago, and some of the like people that assume things that are just like really wrong. Um, Someone said, I'm disgusted that he got people to donate to a GoFundMe to get him and his dogs to Puerto Rico so he could screw around on the beach for a while after he inherited and wasted $60,000. Some people have real financial emergencies that aren't their own making, and they don't have access to a $60,000 inheritance. Those are the people who need GoFundMe, not this dork. I mean, you make good points uh, if that was actually like how it went. I didn't want to make a GoFundMe. My friend, I was like, no, I can't justify asking random people for money when there's other people who need money more. And they were like, it's not for you, it's for your dogs. And I thought about it, and I was like, I have a ticket out of Texas. I have a safe place to relocate. And I'm not going to leave behind my dogs. And so I wasn't going to go. Everyone that was supportive in my life was like, no, you need this. This will be good for you. They recognized that I was like really struggling where I was living with my family and like going back to my childhood and my environment. And pretty much the main people who donated to my GoFundMe was my boss at work, because she was incredible and really supportive, and um, the shelter that I adopted Nova from pitched in to help me do that. So it wasn't like, and also, I don't know, like people are free to donate to whatever they want, and they're constantly donating to garbage. And um, I didn't. put a gun to anyone's head and tell them to give me money. I put it up, thought if I'm able to make it to Puerto Rico with my dogs, fantastic, and if not, I'll stay here and figure it out. And it happened to work out, and yeah, and I didn't just go screw around on the beach for a while. I got a job and I got an apartment for the first time in 2.5 years, and made a bunch of friends. And my friend just called me an hour ago over there and was telling me what he was up to, and it was fantastic. And I'm like, Puerto Rico was so essential for me to go to, because I went there and I realized what everyone always tells me, like, you run away, it'll carry with you. and and I was in a state of desperation, of overwhelm, and I went there, and yeah, I saw all the ways that I was falling short, that I was struggling, and that I needed to get better and be better. And so when I made the decision to come back, so that I could springboard to somewhere up north, which was always the idea. I wasn't coming back to Texas to be back and hang out. I was coming back to face everything directly, and adequately and fully, so that I could be in a healthy state to move forward. And part of that was being on this podcast to begin with, and being real about it all, and not holding an attachment to the negativity of it, but actually just expressing it, and moving forward. Um, yeah. So that's that. Someone said, I feel like wearing sunscreen might be the only thing he takes away from this. It's like the only thing I didn't take away from it. I'm not wearing sunscreen. That stuff's pretty bad. Sad to see Weird Al Yankovic having money problems. It's funny. Imagine falling in love with someone, locking eyes and sparks flying. You make love and create life, precious. Then that precious life becomes this. What a waste. That's a cute thought. That's not how it went down with my parents. He used to be a teacher. Imagine a student seeing this video. I've thought about that, and I don't know. What's up, Kaylee? How you doing? Let's see. Let me tell you, he's an immature child. He screwed up a tow company royally. That bill for tow incident was a minimum of $67,000, if not more, for tow, storage, and paperwork, not including disposal, which is easily over 1,000. As someone in the industry, it is disgusting that he is so nonchalant about it. He put a business back around 10K and doesn't give a crap, probably more because desert would be SoCal, which is much more expensive than NorCal. Disgusting behavior from a man-child, and to have the audacity to blame the girlfriend. So when I left the RV in Southern California, like, it was such a disaster. My girlfriend at the time wanted an RV. She wanted to research the right one. We went to check this one out in California. I told her, like, I'll leave it up to you. I support whatever you choose, which wasn't a great idea. I'm not blaming her. I'm just telling you what happened. And then, yeah, we drove it halfway back to where we were staying in Arizona, and we stopped for gas, and then it wouldn't start again. And we opened the hood, and there were like literal like styrofoam cups and trash in there, and the wires weren't even connected. And it was just like, I could not believe that we just dropped 25K on that. And she started freaking out, and she started like having an episode. And I was like, yo, we still have 45K. Relax. Mistakes happen. This is a big one, but we can learn from it. Like, I was so used to trying to do anything to keep the peace with her, because everything turned into me getting hit in a fight. And I held the door open for somebody and got hit for it. And so then she was like, give me a second, and like disappeared in a field and made a call to the guy that we had bought the RV from. And she was like, have some human decency, blah, 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 blah. Like, bring me my car. And I swear to you, I was like, what is he going to do for us? He just took 25K and our car that we sold him. And like, we're 2.5 hours away. Like, he got everything he wanted. Like, he's a scam artist. Why is he going to do anything for us? He can't change it. And she was like, just shut up or whatever, just let me handle this. So I was astonished when she got off the phone and said that he's sending the he's sending someone from the tow company to bring the car to us. And I was like, okay. So 2.5 hours later, it's also like over 109 degrees or something like that. It's like hotter than Death Valley. We're like sweating out in this like desert with Nova, um and then here comes her car being towed by this guy, and he drops it off and gives us the key, and we got in the car and we went back to Arizona to our Airbnb. And I have no idea what happened to the RV. I have no idea what happened to those guys. I also have no idea what happened to her. I never heard anything about that situation ever again, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how any of that was even happening. And it obviously wasn't something that I would do in a normal frame of mind or a normal state or a normal environment. And nothing I was even doing at that point was from that place. It was all from like kind of just fuzzy, lost, traumatized, tired, broken man just doing whatever she thought was right. Um, and I'm not blaming her. I'm blaming me for giving that to her. Oh man, this man's level of lived trauma is off the charts, hoping he finds the resources and support he needs. Caleb's bullying him to stop talking by screeching at him is so inappropriate and triggering. Caleb needs a workshop in trauma-informed financial counseling. I don't know if trauma-informed financial counseling is a thing. They made it sound like it wasn't, but that's not a bad idea. I'm fantastic. It was like one of the best days ever today. I've been super productive. That's kind of why I think I'm doing this live right now. It just felt great and felt like, let's do this, get it out of the way, um, some truths and be real about it and move on. Also, obviously, in 6 months from when I filmed this, I'm allowed to do a follow up. They have a follow up channel, and once I learned that, I was like, that's fantastic, because all of these people that said all of these inaccurate, mean things to me are going to have to witness me do everything I said I was going to do and witness my rise and like see that, I guess maybe don't judge people as hard or as quickly. But I mean, that's his audience. Like that's what the content feeds is just rage bait and hate. And like, it kind of blows my mind how much the producers and him don't really act like that's what they do, but it is. That's what they're cultivating. That's what they create. That's what they have to feed. So, anyways, someone said he's just a pretty boy who has been skating by on his looks. The looks will fade, and he won't have anything. I don't know. I don't even know. He is a main character syndrome, thinking he is cool and laid back, but he's really a parasite who fucked up the only opportunity he had to invest. I hope no one in his family gives him money because he's useless and won't appreciate it. Dude, to say that's the only opportunity I have to invest is nuts. I didn't even make that money, and now I'm making the money. So like, have plenty of opportunities to invest, and I learned a lot from my mistakes. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who make a mistake and then don't like process it and let it sit and try to figure out how to grow from it, what to learn from it. But I can't relate because I'm not like that. I've just had to do that with a lot of things because A, I've made a lot of mistakes, and B, I was born into a lot of other people's mistakes. But that's still my responsibility. This guy is acting like living in Austin is limiting. I can't. First of all, my commentary on Austin is always strictly my own. Like, if you experience me, my upbringing in Austin, like, you'd feel the same way. I don't know how else to say it. Austin, also, like, I've witnessed Austin, so there's a lot of reasons to be real about Austin, but also there's a lot to like about Austin compared to other places in the world. But Austin could be the most incredible place in the world, and I would still need to get away and reset, and like that's what I'm doing, and it's been fantastic. And I don't even feel like the same person who left Texas. My dogs are in the other room, just because I'm doing laundry and I'm about to replace the sheets, and I didn't want them on it. And I wanted to just kind of get through this live without any distractions. Someone said this is the kind of guy you meet at the Grackle who is cute for the first 5 seconds until you find out he is a flat earther. The stuff you guys come up with. I'm not a flat earther, and I went to the Grackle one time, and it was incredibly awkward. And no, I don't know. Everyone stared at me, and one guy took a picture of me, very obviously, and it was really weird. And then I left. BPD, talk to your doctor about it. Yeah, it's what 2 of my exes had. Uh, am I gonna go live again tonight? Yeah, I think so. I'm doing this right now for like about an hour, and then I gotta finish some things. I gotta shower. I gotta do laundry. I gotta walk my dogs again, and some other things. But then I am gonna go live tonight. Yes. So that'll be more of a hangout. This is more of a focus thing. Somehow I love this guy. It was the funniest episode to watch by far. Thanks, Fingson. Call me crazy, but dude has a unique look and perfect skin. Almost thinking he might find some work as a model. That's nice. Appreciate you. I am a model. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't ever feel like the need to say that I'm a model because that's not the main thing I do. But, like, people do multiple things, and I also model. People who want to be famous are the most delusional. The way he smirked when he said homeless programs, knowing full well he took advantage of a program for the underprivileged to get a free ride to the beach. That's not what happened. Young dude, you would make a great contestant on the show Survivor. Man, a lot of people have told me that, and I'm down. I haven't ever watched it, so I don't know fully, but I'm down. Someone said, LOL, this guy is very handsome, but needs a stable person in his life. Don't disagree with you. I could use some stability, and people, I mean, I'm getting that. I have that now. He's a nomad, probably has bipolar, just a lifestyle some people like to live. I know a lot of people that do that, but they usually do seasonal fishing to get them through the year. That's interesting. Don't have bipolar, but appreciate you, I guess. This dude acts like leaving Austin is just going to magically solve all his problems. Newsflash, when you get to Philadelphia, you're still going to be you when you get there. You can't expect yourself to magically change your habits and patterns without putting in the actual effort it takes. Yeah, I already covered that earlier, and everything has been fantastic because I'm putting in the work and because I'm not in Austin anymore, which has allowed me to fully put in the work a little more. I'm sorry to assume he has some kind of drug addiction, but a few things he mentioned are suspicious. If he does battle addiction, moving to Philadelphia is basically a death sentence. All these homeless addicts ending up in Kensington to basically turn into zombies until they pass from an OD. I really hope he doesn't go through with it. Well, I was planning on moving to Philadelphia, but once I got to DC, I liked the area, so I decided to stick around, and things have been fantastic, and I'm not a drug addict. I've never been. This man is so delusional he's going to be homeless again. Dude is riding a very thin line. Maybe I was riding a thin line, but one that I felt good about and trusted, and I didn't need you to trust it too. I see zombie druggie roaming on the streets downtown in his future. You got a different vision of the future than I do, brother. If you don't have the brains, use your body. He's a good-looking young man. Just doing suggestive videos on TikTok would make him an income. Nah, I'm good, but appreciate you. Yeah, I can see why he hasn't made any money doing music. Yeah, that's fair. In my opinion, Beamy needs therapy, which is hard when you don't have money. There are a lot of underlying things he hasn't dealt with. Still, you have to care enough about yourself to put in the work to get what you need. Not saying we can all use help sometimes, but at some point he has to save himself because no one else will. That inheritance and GoFundMe was help, and finding supportive friends is too, but nobody else can live your life for you. I hope he finds a path forward. All that's pretty fair, and yeah. I was in therapy from the age of 5 to 22. That's why I developed the vocabulary and ability to talk about negative things and traumatic things and be all right. But I probably could have used therapy a few years ago on the other side of that bad relationship. And I didn't. I just had to, he said he has to save himself. Yeah, it took some time. It wasn't smooth, but I've worked at it every day, and I'm still working at it, and I feel fantastic. Um, is he mental or really high or both? What about neither? How is this guy 29? That is absolutely wild. Be me laughing my ass off at your name. I can't because of me. Narcissism. This guy is an idiot, bro. The worst people are always somehow involved in education or teaching. I don't disagree. Dude, this guy's stepmother was a fucking saint. You do not understand. Um, this guy can't be real, honestly. Sorry to disappoint. Sounds like his dad didn't teach him how to work hard and earn a good living. Also, the inheritance money should have been in an account and controlled by someone who's much wiser and would only give him X amount of money rather each month rather than here's 60K. Poor guy, he needs to surround himself with people who are wise. I agree with you. Doling out that money to me on a monthly basis would have been fantastic. Um, my dad died when I was 16, so like most of his teachings for me were how to be a like functional human being in the world, how to like feel okay, how to not hate myself and want to kill myself, and how to like accept love and be kind. So we didn't start talking about jobs or finances or systemic like adult stuff, dating or like how to shave or anything like that. I would have loved the opportunity to learn from him. Just priorities, and I had more to work on before I even got to that. But also, you know, my stepmom just lied about the money instead of being responsible and doling it out to me. So by the time I found out that I'd been lied to, I just went and got it, and I wasn't in a good place for it. And it is what it is. I can't change the past. I can only do be much smarter, learn a lot, and do a tremendous amount of good things with the money I make next. He ain't doing this for financial advice. He doing this for exposure. In his mind fantasy, this will give him exposure. No, I was doing it for financial advice because I was curious what Caleb would actually say to me, and also, um, I mean, being exposed to a large audience it brings me obviously in this large audience a lot of negativity, but I also knew the right people would see me, so I cared more about the small minority of the right people than I did about the masses of numbers. Why does this guy look like he's hiding a laugh every time he talks? Maybe because I was, man. It was a goofy time. uh, Short white dude angry at everything is hilarious. I don't know what show y'all are watching. I cannot even begin to imagine what dating this guy would be like without going absolutely insane. He hates being wrong. Like, dude, close your mouth and put on your listening ears. I mean, I didn't get to finish anything without Caleb interrupting me, and I pretty much admitted that I was wrong about all of these decisions throughout the whole thing. So I don't know. Um, this guy is the worst bullshitter. He believes he's been seasoned by life experiences, but he hasn't learned a thing. Well, we disagree, and that's all right. This man needs therapy. Um, literally doesn't have a pot to piss and he's going to somehow spend money to go make less money. Ha ha ha, brother. Just go work at Walmart and push carts. That's your calling, bud. I mean, I did push carts at HEB in Texas, a grocery store for many years. But I'm not making less money. I'm actually making more money than I ever have in my entire life for any job I've ever had. Sorry. Maybe some of these people should learn to be wrong. If you give your guests a water bottle, or rather a refillable one, they can never make that god awful slurping noise. Yeah, people hated the slurping. Sorry about it. I think his best career option would be traveling in his van with his dogs, finding haunted houses, and solving mysteries. Hell yeah, bro. Modern day Charles Manson, not even close. This guy's done way too much acid and mushrooms. Neither. This is your brain on drugs. He sounds like every person that talks shit about their hometown like it's the reason they can't succeed when it's really their mentality, attitude, and work ethic. Move to California, sign up for Medicaid, and get therapy. I know a guy that did that. At least he could help and have half a chance. Why would I move to California with no money? Because I would end up like that, and I don't want to end up like that. Speaking as a New Yorker with a partner in Philly, now living in Philly part-time, holy crap, this human will not do well in Philly. Don't care. God, I love the fact that YouTube started showing me comments that are left at the timestamp you're currently at. It makes me feel less crazy to see people commenting my exact thoughts. That's interesting. I didn't really know I did that. I feel like this guy should have been screened better. Wasted time. Guy is brain dead. He's a scammer. For sure a drug user. The way he zones in and out. He left what he said. 25K in an RV in a desert. He is what we say, given everything on a silver platter and fuck it up. Is this guy a cancer? LOL, he speaks like a cancer. No, I'm a Taurus. He's a waste of a person. He doesn't need financial help. He needs a crash course in common sense and reality. And in regards to his childhood abuse, we would need to know actually what that was. Not saying it's not true, but what could be tough love and discipline is another person's abuse, especially if both parents don't have the same views on structure for their kids. Well, I wasn't allowed to talk about it on the show. So I wasn't allowed to talk about it on the show, but I can assure you we're not talking about tough love. We're talking about rape and assault and neglect and violence, the darkest sides of humanity. So, what do you call an actor without a girlfriend? Homeless. That's funny. I feel like he's looking for a handout.